Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. In the last part we faced off against Nemesis once again and Jill got infected with the T-virus. And now it's up to us and Carlos to save her before she turns into a zombie, which that would not be good because our protagonist would be dead. And that's never good. Except in Chrono Trigger, but they found a way around that. And trucks and old observation devices. I always think there's like some ammo on that thing. I don't know why. And well, you can tell there's going to be enemies down here eventually. Why else would they put a bomb here? This next room, by the way, is where you can encounter the other person I was talking about last part that Nikolai was apparently fighting with. Instead, for me, there's just hunters down here. Basically, wherever you go, the second area you go to in the hospital is where there's going to be hunters. Which, you know, cool little, not zapping mechanic, but swapper. Come on. I know you can see me. Oh, you little... Okay. Okay, that's layering issues. PlayStation, people. It had issues, but we love it anyway. As far as I'm aware, there's actually no real items to get in here if you come down here second. In the case you did come down here second, let's get that layering issue off screen. The guy explodes behind that bookshelf there, and there's a safe that I'm going to investigate. That's where you would get the sick room key if you did that. But I went upstairs, so I had a much easier time with it. Because how else would you get it to complicated lock off than blowing it up? Oh, this looks eerie. Let me guess. Umbrella had stuff here. Big surprise. I mean, if you wanted to hide a secret lab somewhere, I guess a hospital would be a good place to do that in, because no one would expect otherwise. And now for a puzzle. We need to turn on the electric power supply. Yeah, that won't lead to anything bad. And then come over to this panel. Once we insert the vaccine base, or the medium base rather, we can get started on the puzzle. We have to make those two bars on the left both be at the arrow. In order to do this, we need to turn valves 1, 3, and A. When one decreases, the other increases by the same amount. Basically, it's trial and error. But now we have the vaccine medium. And if we combine those, T-virus vaccine. Booyah. And there's also a document here I didn't read. Medical instruction manual. Umbrella Medical Service, North American Division, Douglas Rover. In order to activate the synthesizer to cultivate the vaccine, please follow the procedure as detailed below. 1. Supply enough energy to the system. 2. Set the medium base to the thing. When the device is ready, you can start mixing the vaccine medium. To mix the vaccine, you need to control the 5 levers. This will cause the 2 gauges to increase or decrease. If you adjust the 2 gauges so they stop the center, the vaccine medium will then be produced automatically. So that's a what you want to do kind of tutorial for that puzzle, but they don't actually tell you how to do the puzzle, which is kind of annoying, but oh well. New and overall kind of pointless enemy because that's one of the only 2 times in the game off the top of my head we encounter them. Hunter Gammas. Similarly to the betas, very fragile enemies, but they have an instant kill attack. However, the Gammas can do their instant kill attack on you at any point. They eat you whole because they're basically giant frog mouths with legs. Makes me wonder how they see, actually. There's probably an explanation for that on like the Resident Evil wiki. Like, tectonic stuff, vibrations, echolocation. I don't give a shit. Now, I'm doing something bad here by ignoring these hunters, and I should be trying to kill them because I need to open the elevator door. And, yeah, no thanks. As I said before, make sure you conserve as much ammo for the assault rifle as possible, even though I still end up having to use a decent chunk, especially, coming up. Because you want to have this for the one boss fight Carlos fights. Also, did someone say poorly hidden jump scare? That's very predictable even for Resident Evil, let's be honest. I mean, there were no zombies in there before, so I guess that's what they're trying to say, but it's just not very well hidden. I mean, I guess those are supposed to be the people who were already in the room, but No, look, because those guys are still there, so what the hell, game? I've also heard it's possible to run into Nemesis here in the hospital, but I've never seen it myself. So I'm just going to say that it can't happen, but I've heard it. Either way, let's get the hell out of the hospital and get this vaccine to Jill. Beeping. Seems to be a time-based bomb. Uh-oh. 7 seconds, get the hell out of there. Well, that happened. And there's only one person that we know who would and could set a bomb that's alive still, isn't there? Damn it, Nikolai. Well, that's not foreboding. Also, these slug things are supposed to be like the babies of the gravedigger that we fought earlier. Not too annoying. They barely get a chance to hit you, if even. Drain Deimos still can, though. Like so. Ow. Just get to the main hall, really. That's all you can really do at this point. Make sure you have healing items and get your assault rifle out. Because, well, if you're listening to the music, a certain song is playing. And we know what that song means by now, don't you? Makes you wonder, though. Just where are they gonna jump out of? I was not figuring the wall was an option. Nemesis has seen a bit of a upgrade and downgrade because now he's jacketless, but he's also a lot more aggressive with his attacks. Like, he can slam you like that, which I absolutely love the animation of that. However, he's actually weaker in terms of pure damage output. He can slam you like that and hit you with his tentacles, but that's about it. Just assault rifle him to death, really, is all I can say. You can also run through the door and he'll chase you, so be careful. I'm sorry, am I boring you? But he's really supposed to be going after Jill, though. But what I mean, he won't just chase you through the door. He'll crash through the door, like the door will break. It's actually kind of funny. Nemesis, though, not too hard. We don't get an item for defeating him as Carlos. It's only going to help us for something later, so I'm just going to do it. Gotta say, though, I like the intimidating look with the extra tentacles. Ow, dick. And there he goes. However, as you might be able to notice, he's down yet again, but not out, because his tentacles are still moving. At least now we have an easy tell of when that's going to happen. You know, I just realized I have not gone over the fact that Nemesis was in one of the live-action Resident Evil movies. I forget which one it was. It was this. Well, no, it was the second one, but I forget the title of that. But either way, I'll go after that after we give that vaccine to Jill, so let's get over there. Hello? Jill? I have something to stab you with that might in fact heal you. Here you go.
We barely made it. How do you feel?
I'm okay. What happened to you?
I just fought with that monster. I've got some bad news. Nikolai's still alive.
But I thought he was dead.
That guy doesn't know the meaning of the word dead.
What is he after?
I don't know. All I know is that he is our enemy. I'm sorry, Jill, but there's something I gotta take care of. I promise I'll meet up with you later. But don't worry.
Well, thanks, Carlos. See you later. Either way, now we're back as Jill. Our inventory is entirely the same as what it was. Nothing has really changed. Just the fact we don't have the virus status for now. And time for some inventory management. I recommend bringing out the freeze rounds because one of the 2 fights I wanted to use them for is coming up. Make sure you have healing items, and I get these out pretty slowly, but make sure you also get out the lockpick and the lighter. You don't need to get the lighter out yet, I just feel like doing it now. Also, the movie I was thinking about, it was Resident Evil Apocalypse. That was it. I always have trouble remembering the name of that one for some reason, because I remember one in Extinction, but I can never remember Apocalypse. And, well, I actually haven't seen the last 2 live-action Resident Evil movies. The last one I saw was, oh, what was the name of it? The one before Retribution. Afterlife, I think? I need to see the other 2. They're not going to be good. I already know that. But I just want to see how bad they get and how much they try to suck up to Alice just being an overpowered god. Plus, I like the references to the games all the same, even if they are horrible. I'll see what happens. Yeah, he's up again. He can also jump through the fire, by the way, so be careful. Either way, our 7th and final optional battle against Nemesis. And he's pretty easy. The reason you take him out as Carlos is that it reduces his health for this section. And his health is already pretty low when you use freeze rounds, because he's already down to his last half of health. Just watch your health, watch out for that slime attack, mash the buttons to get up as usual, nothing too difficult. However, this one, without a doubt, has the best reward for fighting him. However, the reward will not be there if you didn't do all 7 fights. And at the same time, the reward that we're going to get will depend on whether or not you're on a first or a second playthrough. Since we're on a first playthrough here, we get the assault rifle that Carlos was using. Pretty decent weapon, no ammo refills though, so you have to watch out with that. On a second playthrough onwards, you get an infinite ammo item which you can use on any weapon to give it, well, infinite ammo. If you get that, I recommend either the Magnum or the auto shotgun. However, if you use it on the mine thrower in particular, that infinite ammo weapon will make the mine thrower into the mine thrower enhanced, which actually has more abilities. It has infinite ammo, yes, but the darts from the mine thrower will also have extreme homing capabilities. And they'll also pierce enemies, as in they'll hit an enemy, explode, and then go through the enemy into the next enemy and explode, and you can very often just clear an entire room of enemies just like that. It's really broken. There's a reason you only get it on second playthroughs. But yeah, the interesting thing, going back to the Resident Evil Apocalypse movie with Nemesis being in it, they actually foreshadowed him showing up in the second one at the ending of the first one, where I forget the character's name. Who even really cares if they're not Alice, really, or any of the actual game characters? One of the people in the first movie gets infected, bitten, and he gets wheeled away by Umbrella, saying that he should join the Nemesis project. He comes in the next movie, he's Nemesis, and then he has a really stupid romance side plot with one of the characters, and it's really dumb. The suit was pretty good, though. It looked very plastic, but it was detailed enough to be like, yeah, that's Nemesis. I like it. The Resident Evil movies, I haven't really talked about them all too much, I believe, in these LPs, but I don't mind the first 2. 3 onwards is when they get really stupid. Because at least 1 is an adaptation. Photo E, the zombies are attacking, blah, blah, blah. The first one's just an adaptation of the first game with some own original elements thrown in. The only thing that kind of pisses me off about that is how they call the liquor a hunter. Ugh. The rest of the first movie is pretty fun. I like the laser scene in particular. That's pretty funny. Apocalypse, kind of a lot of stupid stuff, but it also has a lot of really fun stuff. Like, I love the Nemesis scenes. I love how they tried to actually make Raccoon City seem like it's actually in complete and total chaos. The rest of it, eh. Either way, we're coming up on the next area of the game, the park. We need to grab that park key to go into it. You don't need the flame rounds. I'm just equipping those as a just in case, I think. I might even store them here. I honestly forget. Oh, no, I do store them. Good. But make sure you bring grenade rounds all the same. It doesn't matter which type. I prefer normal grenade rounds just because they're the most common, but oh well. And as for where the park is, you can find out easily just by checking the map. It's a giant square on the map, so yeah. But as for where it is, just head left. Turn left, rather, right out of the gate, and there's the gate. Raccoon Park. Which sounds like a very dirty name for a park without knowing the fact that it's Raccoon City. And the park is not a very big area. There's only like 4 or 5 total screens to it, I believe. Maybe 7. But we're going to be here for the rest of this part and a good amount of next part, I believe. Also, I apologize if you hear a dog barking in the background. My brother's dog, Chewy's, we're dog sitting him for a bit. Also, equipped a grenade launcher here. This is the reason I brought it. Because this is the only other room in the game where Hunter Gammas can show up for effect. There might be some random locations, but otherwise, eh. Grenade rounds take them out in 2 shots, and you want to because, as I mentioned, they can instant kill you at any time. Thankfully, they're very fragile. Also, I brought the shotgun along just to bring it. This is actually, I think, the last time in the game I end up using the shotgun. Maybe second to last if I use it again next part. We're actually getting pretty close to the end of the game. Like most Resident Evil games at this point, the first area of the game, be it the Spencer Estate or the RPD, go pretty slowly, but the rest of them go pretty quickly afterwards. And there's the park key, but he's also holding a note for us. Written order to the supervisors. Mission requirements, Bravo 16. 1. Obtain and secure sample of all the information pertaining to this case. Observe and record combat data on the UBCS. 2. Destroy all the evidence, including the medical facility that has the medical treatment data, so the hospital. 3. Check the guinea pig's ability to accomplish the mission. Once your mission is complete, evacuate the area. Remember that you must not help anyone who is not a supervisor, nor bring anything back that might be traced to where it belongs. And Nikolai said he was a supervisor, so this was all set up, basically. Crap. And I'm assuming the guinea pig they're talking about is more than likely Nemesis. Oh, that felt good. I should not have used the shotgun for that, though. Whoops. I'm just going to ignore you. Or not. Well, at least it was a headshot. Either way, this soldier right here is very special. Why? If we investigate him on the right area, at least it's his torso, he has the only findable clip of magnum bullets in the game. Everything else you have to make, which I'm not the biggest fan of that idea. It's the rear gate of Raccoon Park. It's locked. Behind there's our goal, but we have to find the right key first. Now, the really dumb thing I don't like about that is Magnum is such a precious weapon. I would personally would have put a few more Magnum clips in the game that were either behind a crap load of enemies, or heck, go the Mr.X route and have an optional encounter with Nemesis where he would drop like a crap load of a particular ammo type. But, mind you, if you're playing on your second playthrough, you probably already put the infinite ammo on the Magnum anyway, so, And now the enemies in this area have changed. No, actually, no, they haven't. This area has some random enemies. It can either be the Gravedigger kids or, what's their name? Hunter Betas. And here's the biggest green herb stash in the game we've seen in a while, at least. There's also some blue herbs there if you need them. And now for this puzzle. We need to rearrange the gears, as this thing is saying. The shape of the fountain changes based on the combination of the gears. We need to drain this lake, so we need to find the right way to get rid of the water. We need to try the one combination that's not listed, which I believe is 2 whites on bottom, 2 whites on top, all to the right. Solution, top middle, top right, bottom right, middle. That one, there we go. And now we can go through there. And this actually will lead to the sewers. And I've heard this is supposed to be the exact same sewer system in Resident Evil 2, just beyond a grate. However, I don't buy that because I feel like we're too far from the RPD for that to be the exact same sewer system. Also, I should mention, as of Jill being attacked afterwards, we are no longer 24 hours prior to Resident Evil 2. The rest of the game takes place 24 hours after Resident Evil 2. We're now on October 1st. Also, the Gravedigger's nearby, if you can't tell. So that's the rough time span of these games, though. RE1, about 6 months past, I think it is. RE3, Part 1. RE2, RE3, Part 2. And here's this place. We've used the park key. We no longer need this key. Well, we discard it. Yes. Welcome to a random-ass log cabin in the middle of the park. Also, the park in Raccoon is pretty small, things considered for a big city park. Oh, thank God, gunpowders, yes. First things first, though, even though I might grab one of the gunpowders first, we want to use the lighter on this wood to burn it. We no longer need this later. Will we discard it? Yep. So now we can see there's clearly something behind that wood. How do we get to it? Gee, what's the one item we haven't found yet? The iron pipe. I'm not going to grab this immediately because I want to get myself some gunpowder seeds first by using these combination powders. Because you're going to want either more magnum bullets by the end of the game or more freeze rounds. Either are really good to get, but I like to have C's either way. Gunpowder C's are really, really good. Which, in a way, I guess, is a bit of a flaw with the thinking ahead on how you want to use your gunpowder situations, because very often, especially, you'll find gunpowder when you more than likely have a pretty full inventory, which can impact your choices with the way things go later on. I guess the best way to go about it is just make sure that you have enough gunpowder to make some amount of shotgun or magnum bullets. Really? By the way, use the iron pipe. And that allows us to crawl through that, but I'm actually going to turn around and go in here. But with that, I'm going to need to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and in part 9, we'll be checking out what's behind this door, and after that, seeing what the rest of this cabin holds for us. See you guys then.